We were having this conversation a couple of minutes ago, and we're thinking, you know what, this is great. We should be recording this. Nick, you brought up the Speed channel. Uh,
Yes.
for those who don't know, the Speed channel was a very short-lived network, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right? The
Yes, it was
Speed,
only around for like a brief.
yeah. Oh,
Eh, I don't want to
30.
say. I don't want to say brief. It was honestly like I think it was like a 20 or 30 year run. It had a good run.
Yeah,
Um, because I think it was from like the mid 90s until the early 10s or something.
it
Was like the
launched.
original run of the Speed Network. So
Yeah,
like yeah, maybe if you consider like Fox or CBS or something, yeah, 20 years is probably not a long time, but it had a
right.
decent run, I think.
I think it
But
did.
if you grew up in Canada and you had like basic cable and not satellite, which many of you who grew up with immigrant parents probably did, um,
Yep.
the Speed Network was like the only way that you could see car content on TV.
Yeah.
It was like it was a gateway. It was the gateway network.
I will say there were a few like very not like shows that like you're like it's on like where I remember like one about like they
A
would
lot of
pull a shit.
background noise shows.
Yeah, like that would be on like A&E and like a little network, but like they would be very short-lived. Or they were for your dad. Like they were like, anyway, we're going to adjust this carburetor, and you're like, "Oh, but you're not that interested." Right? It wasn't high octane
Yeah,
fun.
but your dad's like, "Oh, fucking look at him go."
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of stuff like that, but like it was also for a lot of people it was like I remember growing up it was the only way that I could watch live racing. It was the only way that I could watch like the Formula series like F1, um Indy, NASCAR. I remember Saturday mornings was always like Rolex and Daytona, or I guess the Rolex sports car series. Daytona is just a track, but
Right, yeah.
and Monster Jam as well. I
Monster
loved
Jam,
Monster
yes.
Trucks as a kid. That was on the Speed Network. Fucking shouts out to Gravedigger. Fucking love Gravedigger.
Who doesn't love Gravedigger?
Oh, but yeah, like, but then there were a couple of shows on the network that were like they were like gems or
Yeah.
like diamonds in the rough, I guess you could call them. Like the one we were talking about before, but you know what was like the peak background noise show actually that was always on Speed? The Barrett Jackson auctions.
Yes. Now they're on YouTube.
Yes. But I remember they used to be on Speed, and sometimes I would either just sit there and watch them for like however long they would broadcast them, or it would just be like background noise while I was doing homework or something.
Well, because as a kid too, like, do you remember the first time, just specifically, that you saw one of these auctions, and you're like, what cars generally? You're like, oh, a car is like 25 because you see the ads. They're like, come in and get a new Toyota Corolla. It's 20 grand, and you're like, I know that new cars cost
Yeah.
that, and they're like
And you,
this, and they're like $395,000, and you're like, what?
yeah. And you have to remember, like, this was like 90s and 2000s. So this was like the peak boomer muscle car
Oh
era.
yeah,
So like I'm watching this and they're selling like I don't know fucking Z28 Camaros and Superbirds and like Yenkos and Boss Mustangs and shit. And they're like, oh yeah, two, three, four, $500,000. And
yeah.
my dad would be sitting in the kitchen like that car was fucking $3,200 when I was growing up. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
And now we're saying the same thing about like S2000s and STIs and Skylines and shit.
that's true. We're old now. It's our turn, Nick.
It is. It's our turn. Our cars are going across Barrett Jackson now.
Mm-hmm. I saw what was it? It was a shit. It was like a Honda. Was it a Prelude? It had like a very low amount of it sold for like $25,000 for like a
Yeah.
old Prelude. Crazy.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a Supra that went across there and it went for like 150 and I was like, "Holy fuck." Like not that they were ever like super cheap, like at their cheapest you could probably get a Supra for like I don't know, 20-25 grand.
Yeah.
Maybe a little like less for if you got like an NA or an NA auto, but I mean like a factory twin turbo 6 speed. Um Left-hand drive, By the
Of
way, the
course, yeah.
right-hand drive ones were always cheaper. I'm strictly speaking left-hand drive, but yeah, it's our turn to complain about those prices,
I
apparently.
mean, I think it's fair enough. Oh, I see. Okay, it was a 1996 Honda Prelude SI that I saw. It was 6 days ago. So it was at Classic Car Auctions. Oh wait, no, sorry,
That's
that's the
crazy.
hashtag. Yeah, no, that's insane. Um, they just do dragging it across with like a tow strap and everything. You don't want to add miles to it, you know.
Oh no, would
No,
never want to do that.
not the Prelude. Okay, sorry, it was 21,000 US dollars for a Prelude. Again, a minty, like very low miles Prelude, but a Prelude.
Like it's one of those things where it's like yeah, I can kind of get it because it's minty low miles, but then it's like those cars were like $7 when I was in high school.
Yeah, those cars were $7 like a couple years ago. If I can, like pre-COVID, nobody wanted that shit because
Yeah,
everything breaks.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of hydraulic lines. So I don't know. Call me crazy, but it is. It's kind of our time though, right? Like it's kind of like we're old now, right? I mean, like it's kind
yeah.
of already started.
Older.
Yeah,
It has.
older. I mean, like we had a pretty good, like we had a fair warning shot, right? When like we were young, like probably like 10, 11 years old, and you're seeing like the Fast and the Furious or 12, whatever, and you're seeing the R34, and you're like, oh, one day, and it's like a 15-year like race because as soon as those became legal, just fucking skyrocketed, just
Yep.
absolutely skyrocketed.
Well, I mean, like, see, here's the thing. JDM car legality didn't mean anything until the Skyline was almost US legal.
Yes.
Before that, before the R32s were nearing US legality, nobody gave a shit
No.
about JDM cars. People used to like winter beat R32 GTRs here
Yeah.
and like old Evos and shit. They were just
I saw 'em.
you'd get them for a couple grand and people would just beat the piss out of them.
Yeah, because to everybody here, it was like there's a million of them, and
Yeah.
they
And
were
then
hard to
like the
insure.
R32 became US legal and suddenly it was like holy shit. Just
Yeah.
everything overnight went up by like 40-50%.
I remember seeing the only car, the main one of the main cars I regret passing on was like a turbo MR2, which was a right hand drive. The guy wanted $6,000 for it, and it was
Yeah.
already here.
Yeah. I have a
Crazy.
friend who he imported an R34 GTR in 2015 or 2016. He paid 30 grand Canadian for it.
Wow.
And it was like a true like auction grade 3.5
Right. A
slightly
very good
lower
one.
miles car.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like minty clean, but it was like a good, you can buy it, it's in good condition and drive it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because we talked about like because even 2016, like they were becoming legal in the states in yeah, because that would be 25 around that time because that would be the 89 for the
Yeah, so
first
that would
one.
have been like R32 legality in the
Yeah,
States. R34s were just a few years ago.
yeah. I remember.
So he bought that around the time R32s were becoming legal in the States.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny how like this content, like it was all like a ticking time bomb, right? Because they poisoned our youth, us, with visions of grandeur and skylines.
Need for Speed Underground and the
Yeah,
Fast and the Furious.
and then they went,
Gran
no, no,
Turismo.
no, not for you, right? And then we waited many long years, and then suddenly some of us a little older than us, like if we had 5 years on some people, we would have made some money.
Oh, we say this all the time.
Yeah,
If we had like 5-6 years, mint.
yeah.
Perfect.
If I had been 5 years older, I would have been able to just buy a couple of skylines or something. But whatever, we
Yep.
can't live in that forever. But it's funny how like it was like a ticking time bomb of like suddenly these things will be legal and people will have jobs who like pined after them. And now look, people are paying $150,000 for a fucking skyline, which it's not fucking worth that. I don't care
Yeah.
how much you
And those
coat.
are just like regular GT. That's not even like the Nismos and the V specs and like some
Oh
of these
no.
prices. fucking insane for like if you've ever been in one, it's not a $200,000 driving experience.
Most definitely not.
It can be once you buy it for $200,000 and then put like another hundred and some odd $1,000 into it. But then
Yeah,
it's
but not out of the
like
box.
I'd rather just have a GT3
But at that point, it's
or a
it's that
Ferrari.
classic thing of like every Supra has 1,000 horsepower, and it's like no, they don't. Like you're
Yeah.
buying like a base model, not a base, but like a bare bones normal car for that much money. Anyway, let's not. We've dicked on this
We've
for a
beat
while.
this horse to death.
Yeah, this horse is mincemeat.
But
But
anyways, yeah, we are now our fathers.
yeah, we are now our. That sucks. See, that's the funny thing too is like I remember like we were talking about this as well. I feel like that era we've talked about like cars like they could have stopped at like 2015, 2013. Like and that just made those cars forever and just added CarPlay and like perfect cars. Nothing wrong with
Yep.
them. Keep them there.
I'd be more than happy.
I feel like car entertainment I don't really enjoy it anymore.
I feel like car entertainment peaked in like the mid to late 2000s or like maybe early. I don't know. It depends. It depends on what medium you're consuming it from.
Mhm.
TV definitely mid to late 2000s. Internet I'd say early to mid 2010s.
I agree. I think like I've
Because
always
like
been
mid to late 2000s on TV, we had Speed, right? So
yes.
we had Barrett Jackson. We were talking about Pinks, which anybody who remembers the Speed Network, you definitely remember Pinks, where they had Timu Vin Diesel hosting the show, and everyone would line up for a I forget if it was I honestly forget if it was best of 3 or best of 5, but they would have two people race, and then every race they would have to like give each other lengths, or like you have to go all motor, you can't use nitrous or stuff like that to try and make it as fair as possible, and then whoever won at the end won the pink slip of the person who lost.
Yeah.
And they would play one of those wonderful like mid to late 2000s like grunge
Hell yeah.
songs as the closing credits rolled.
It's so
um
period correct, you know? It's
it,
like
it, it
so
honestly is like it's fucking hilarious. Every episode the host would roll up in a Hummer on
hell
like
yeah.
22s, because
I was
22s were like that was big at the
that
time
was
if you had
huge.
22s.
Now some cars come from the factory with 22s,
Yeah,
but apparently
but
Fat
back then
Joe
it
was in
was,
it.
I don't remember, but I would believe it.
Yeah.
I would
I
believe it.
mean,
Then there was like they did like Pink's All Out, which was like a bunch of people showed up to race, and it was like I loved the show. Honestly, was it like a little bit cheesy? Yes, but I loved that shit.
oh sorry, Fat
And
Joe was in Unique Whips. Excuse me. Excuse
oh,
me.
okay, yeah, that would be the next one to talk about. Unique whips. This was like Pimp My Ride was like car modification to the extreme. Like you'd send your
Yeah.
car there, they address nothing mechanically, but you'd have an aquarium in the back
Yeah.
when you go back. Unique Whips was like they would take high-end clientele and celebrities and like modify their cars and like custom interior and high-end audio systems. I have no idea if any of it was done very well, but it was a funny show to watch.
Yeah.
The host of it was a very New York host. I don't really know how else to put it.
Yes.
It was very period correct.
It was like a Timu, not Pimp My Ride, but more like a West Coast Customs, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. But basically, like they would get, celebrities on. Sometimes like Fat Joe. They had some basketball players.
Yeah.
I feel like 50 Cent might have been on it once. I honestly
I
don't
would believe
remember.
it. Yeah, I would believe
But
it.
yeah, they would get like Murcielagos and put them on bigger wheels and install a bunch of audio equipment. But it was a fun show to watch, and of course they always overdid the drama and shit of the people working in the shop, and
Yeah.
they had oh, what was another show on? Obviously Pimp My Ride was on there.
Yeah, of
That I
course.
feel like that was more like early to mid 2000s. Some of these were
That was
like mid
very early.
2000s.
Yeah. Pimp My Ride is like the
Um
godfather of bad customization shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they had like Top Cut Rebuild.
What the hell's that?
Oh, fuck, it was like I honestly don't remember too much about it. It was like Emu Monster Garage. It wasn't as crazy as Monster Garage, but it was another one of those like, hey, we found this sort of pile of garbage. Let's hot rod it.
Hmm.
I forget if Orange County Choppers was
That's what
ever
I was
on
gonna bring
speed.
up. Orange
Oh,
County
I
Choppers.
fucking love DC.
Oh my god. And I guess is that okay? There are a lot of chopper shows, right? So we've
Yes.
got West Coast Choppers, which is the Jesse James show, right?
Orange County Choppers was
Is that the
it was
same?
like the father and son and the two Pauls. They were both named Paul. And the
Yes.
father had the
Yes.
handlebar mustache and they would always
Yes.
fucking break doors and
And he
shit
looked
and
like an
yell at
idiot.
each
Yeah,
other.
he looked like a bootleg
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. Exactly.
Yes, that's the one that I like
Yes.
to watch.
Yes. Dude, okay, this is great because I had said last week I want to talk about motorcycle people. Can we talk about just the abundance of like chopper shows into I feel like the deterioration of like bike culture, right? Personally. Um
Okay. Yeah,
I
no,
I
we
want to
can
make
touch.
this very clear. I know many people who ride motorcycles and some of them are very nice people. Some of them suck, right? Just
Yes.
wholesale. It doesn't mean
Do
you.
you feel like everybody who rides a motorcycle has to ride it with a personality?
What do you mean? Elaborate,
Like
please.
nobody ever just goes out and rides their motorcycle. They ride it like everybody who has a cruiser, like I
Yeah.
don't know, like a fucking Harley or an Indian or something.
Yeah.
They always like they're going out to ride the bike and they're like, I need to dress like I'm in the Hell's
So what
Angels.
you're saying is they're
Otherwise,
going out
it's
and
not
aura
legitimate.
farming.
They are.
They're aura farming.
They are. Or
Yeah.
like everybody that has like a crotch rocket, they always have obviously full face helmet,
Yeah, yeah.
but then it's like it's either like it's full face helmet and full protective gear or full face helmet and like tight t-shirt and
Yeah, yeah,
jeans.
yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yes. Fully. I will say to this day just never got around to it. I would like to get my motorcycle license. This is not that we hate motorcyclists. It's that like half of you are out there. You're only doing it for looks. Like you know how that people think, oh, you buy a cool sports car because you think it attracts women, but that's not why we buy them. They
No.
actually buy motorcycles because they think it attracts women.
Yes.
Again, 50% of you. If it's not you, great. I don't mean you. If you think maybe it's you, it's definitely you. Like I don't know how else to say that.
If you watch Bike Talk and go, yes, we're talking about you.
Dude, we need to okay, let's put a pin in bike talk. We'll get there. So so I've known let's start at the beginning of bike culture because I know for a long time like crotch rockets or like Japanese or non-American sort of like, V motor, whatever you'd call it, like the a Harley style
V
bike,
twins.
V twins. They were I've spoken to some really old bike people. Like I'm talking like in their 70s. And they all said the same thing. You used to ride Harleys because like old Japanese bikes specifically, it was like sitting on a bench. Whereas a Harley, you sat in it, and that was way more comfortable and way more accommodating for longer rides, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
was a better product for the environment. That makes sense, and that's why they did so well. Obviously, the Japanese have caught up. Let's make that clear. But
Yes.
uh, in the time since then, in the time since Orange County Choppers and
Oh my
West
fucking
Coast
God.
Choppers and whatever the fuck, right?
Yes.
There's been some
That's when
deterioration
the
of
aura
Harley
farming
culture.
culture started.
Yes, because every
Because
dentist,
everything that I've seen and read about choppers, they
yeah,
suck to ride.
they suck.
They look cool. I want to make that like they look.
They
I
look
fucking
sick.
love the way choppers look.
Oh yeah.
They suck to ride. They are
Would I
not
want a
comfortable.
picture on one? Yes.
Yes, they don't ride well. They're not very safe, and from what I've heard, not very well built most of the time.
Yes. And usually completely illegal on the emissions, which is funny coming from us. But to be honest,
Yes.
apparently, according to this Jesse James article, 11 times the accepted emissions for a motorcycle. 11.
Yeah, well, Harley got sued recently because they were installing like emissions deletes at the dealerships.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
Wow. I mean, it tracks, you know? But
Yes,
Jesus, man.
$287 million judgment. Oh
I
wait, nope.
mean,
Sorry, nope. That wasn't the emissions one. Sorry, different judgment against Harley.
oh, there's been another one. Perfect.
Yes, that one was something related to an accident.
Uh, well, I
There we
mean,
go.
it is what it
Emissions
is.
scandal. Yes, settled with the U.S. government in 2016. Revolved around the company's manufacturing and sale of tuner aftermarket parts, which were all defeat devices that they would just install at the dealer.
Yeah, I believe it. No, okay. Let me ask, what what's the point? Because the bike, whether the dealer is deleting emissions and whatever, if it's being manufactured, it must meet emissions, right?
Yes,
So why are they then installing these devices as an option at the dealership so that you can tune your bike to shit out carbon and it's fine?
because they similarly to Volkswagen, they just thought they'd never get caught.
No, I understand. I mean, what is the actual function?
Oh, I have no fuck. I don't know enough about bikes to know.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe maybe they got more power out of it. Maybe the bikes were more efficient. Although I think the efficiency thing is more like if you have a diesel
Mm,
and you delete the emission stuff, they apparently pick up a bunch of power and get better mileage and stuff. But
right.
it's probably a power and a noise thing. The
It's
same
definitely a
reason
power
why
and a noise thing.
we do it with cars.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, crazy to install it at the fucking dealer. That's wild.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like if you want to, you know, tune and delete emission stuff on your bike or whatever, I don't really care. Like
No,
by
I
all
don't care.
means, go ahead. It's more just the fact that Harley was doing it at the dealer that's
No,
crazy
that's
here.
the thing. That's the whole problem. While I don't really give a shit about that stuff, and I think pretending that emissions is going to solve the world is silly,
Yeah.
crazy the dealer's doing it. Kind of
Yeah,
wild.
it's like if you had like I don't know an STI and you went to Subaru and said, "Hey, can you delete the or disable the P0420 code for the
Which
rear
is
O2 sensor and just
right.
put this capless downpipe on?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah,
okay,
definitely. Yeah, we could do that. Would you remove
yeah,
the resonator, the muffler, and the cat?
that'll be
Yeah.
$700." Okay,
Okay. They roll it in when you buy the car, actually, which
yeah,
is probably a thing they actually were doing at the
and then
dealer.
they warranty it.
Yeah. That's insane. It doesn't shock me. I wanted to say because I feel like once upon a time, like I can like not just it wasn't just Harleys, but like American bikes in general, like they really had their heyday, especially in like the 60s and 70s and stuff like that.
I'd say like 60s through the early 80s, and then that's when Japanese bikes started catching up.
I agree. What I will say though is in that time to be a biker was like something you were like the tough guy. It wasn't aura farming. You had to be accepted amongst the other bikes. There was like a whole like the past is a strange fucking thing. If you're like 14 listening to this, like people were really fucking weird in the 60s and so like there was very much a like you got checked for every little
Yes.
thing you did. Even in the late
Well, I mean, there was
90s.
still segregation in the 60s.
That's true. So that you were getting double check. That's okay. That's
Yes.
I don't want to. All right. But
I'm not going to touch on that,
we're
but
not going to touch on it. If you're wondering
yeah.
our position on it, it was bad. Just so that we're clear. But 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 that is to say that like people would absolutely fucking check you, right? Even in the 90s, like in tuner like guns were very much a part of like drag racing and stuff in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like that's fizzled out a bit. Like it's not so much a gangland scene anymore.
Yeah, now it's more takeovers is where that stuff
Yeah.
shows up.
Now it's
Or
more
like
do
La
bad shit.
Paloma and Woodbridge.
Oh yeah. Well, that's that's the thing. Like guns become a rarity, and that's not to say that
Yep.
that's that they're not there. It's just to say that like checking you culture kind of disappeared, which I think brought in the dentists who buy Harleys and they walk into the imagine
No,
picture this, Nick.
it's really funny you say dentists because I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Wild Hogs.
I have not.
Okay, it's we were talking about this before. Mid 2000s comedy. It has John Travolta, I think Martin Lawrence,
Oh yeah.
and I forget who else in it. The guy who
Tim
played the
Allen
detective in
and
Cellular.
William Macy.
Yes, him. And
Yes.
they are all like white collar employees. I think Tim Allen is literally a dentist in the show or in the
Yeah.
movie. And their whole thing is like they buy bikes like Harleys
Yeah.
and don the gear to pretend that they're part of like a biker
Yeah.
gang and go on a road trip. But anyways, funny movie. Recommend you watch it.
Yes. I put
You
it
can
on the
continue.
list. No, but I was just to say, like, picture this. You pull over, say we're out for a nice spirited drive, right? And we're like, oh, we need gas, and you pull into the nearest 94 octane available station.
Yes.
Uh, and as you're filling up, and I'm not paying for 94. Fuck that. So I'm just eating chocolate as I do.
Yeah.
And up pulls a guy, and he's on a Harley, and you can tell because it's fully dressed. It's got all this stupid leather. He looks like a gimp. Let's be honest. And he
Yes.
gets off his Harley, and he's wearing his Harley leather jacket and his Harley leather
Yeah.
pants.
And you can hear them walk too, because they have all like the chains and
Yeah,
shit.
and they're just clicking as they walk. They're clicking,
They are.
right? And he takes off his helmet with no face mask, which makes him look really, really homosexual. And then he, I don't know how else to say
Sometimes
it.
they have a bandana.
Sometimes they have sometimes they do. And then he like puts like $5 on a pump because hey, fuel efficient. And just like you just like you're filling the Supra and I'm shoveling chocolate in my face,
Yeah.
and we're both just kind of watching this guy because it's like they think they look like a sheriff. You know what I mean? They think they
like this is the thing. Like, I'm there filling the Supra and you're there eating chocolate, but like I look like an overweight white person filling a Supra and you look like a brown man eating chocolate.
yeah.
We're not we're not like I'm not there in a full fireproof race suit
Yeah.
and a helmet and gloves putting
It's-
gas in my car.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Because there's nothing wrong with wearing. You should, to be clear, bikers agree, unless you're an idiot, you should be wearing protective gear. It doesn't have to be a giant screaming eagle on the back with Harley Davidson.
Yeah,
Like,
or like
you bought it in the
warthog.
showroom or whatever. Yeah, like
Yeah. Your
just-
helmet doesn't need to have spikes on it.
Yeah, with the Harley logo. It's all everything Harley. Either you ride a Harley or you are gay. That's the way they act, right? It's not my words, that's theirs, right? But they look
I know.
the gayest, which is okay. But it's an objective thing. It's not a draw. It's just you. That's how you look. Like
I would like to add to this, if you do ride a bike, but what you ride is one of those ones that have one wheel in the front and two wheels on the back, it's time to
trike?
just pack it up.
dude,
It's time to just pack it up. Your days have passed.
it's like you've probably had an
It's
accident.
over.
If like that's or you're like I can't on my hips or something. Give it up.
Yeah,
Give it up.
it's time.
Like,
Sell it. Get a car. Get a Miata.
It's
So
funny
much
you say
fun
that.
in Miata.
Because I was driving up. I think we talked about this once, so it'll be very brief. But like, I had those bikers blocking one of the lanes of traffic going north.
Yes, with the stop sign guy, and you
With the
called the
stop sign.
police.
Yeah, and I called the cop because I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like one of the guys there, he'd given up. He was in a Mustang. He didn't have a bike. They were all old as fuck.
There's nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that.
If you wanna, if you're on a trike, trade it in. Get a convertible 5-liter Mustang. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong
you'll
with
have
that.
fun. You'll have fun. It's
You
just
still get the wind in your hair.
yeah,
Don't got to worry about keeping balance.
yeah. I don't get it. The trike thing is a little. It's a bit
It's too much.
It's like
The
people who
only
ride
exception I will
slingshots.
make is for a T-Rex.
Yeah,
But that's because
cool.
the wheels are in the other orientation.
Yeah, because they just look
And he
so.
uses a super bike engine.
Yeah, they just look insane, right? Like they look crazy. The trike you look paraplegic. Like you don't look
Yes.
correct. You look silly.
Yes.
I don't know. Call me crazy, but like it just that's a bridge too far.
Yeah. And like one level below trike is if you ride one of those big cruiser bikes that
Yeah,
have like
a screen. In it.
like the ones that have like actual windows on the front and like a whole, and they have like multiple speakers.
Yes, No, I know exactly what the gold wing bikes. I think they're called for the Hondas.
The Honda has the gold wing, but I forget what Harley's is called. I don't know enough about bikes.
Yeah, it's just like you look like a cop. To be honest, is what you look like. And if you're not a cop, then you look like a fat old man. That's coming from a fat middle-aged man. But like you look like a fat old man.
Like it's I don't know, something like this. I'll send it in our
Oh my
Discord.
God.
But like, if you have something like that, like the back seat on your bike is actually a seat.
Yeah. It's a bridge too far. Let it
Really
go.
close to trike level here. Really
Right.
close.
apparently there's a company that does, not only do they convert the Goldwing to be a trike. I don't know if they come this way, but apparently they also convert to have a DCT.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, like some bikes do come from the factory with automatics. That's
Do
fine.
they?
You can have that. You can have it. Go ahead.
That's probably the one I'd buy.
But I don't. I don't know. If you're riding one of these, like just get a Miata, get a Mustang.
Like, what's the like? Because that's the thing, right? Because the philosophy of the bike as a concept is like small amount of weight, small engine, but a lot for what you're moving. Go fast.
Yeah.
And now you've got fat idiot.
Or at least in the
mobile.
case of the Harleys, is like you have a big displacement engine, not a lot of weight, a lot of low end torque, and you can just sort of cruise along.
Right.
Yeah, they're a little more comfortable, a little more restrained. You can just, like I said, cruise along.
You just fuck off.
But yeah, people who ride Harleys also I've heard the terms loud pipes save lives, and you can fuck right off with that shit.
Oh, shut the fuck up, loud. Yeah, whatever. Keep shoveling fucking tacos in your mouth while you fucking complain about other drivers on the road. You drive like a psycho. You know what? It's time for bike talk.
Yeah, we're getting a bike.
We're getting to bike talk. We really are, because
Do you ever notice how like it's not just Harley riders, but it's bike talk and
it's
Croc
all of
Rockets as well. They always get like irrationally angry if somebody gets too close to them, even if it's their fault.
No, it's always their fault. Like 9 times out of 10, it is their fault. And somehow it's reasonable for the like. I've seen some shit where it's not their fault, to be clear.
100%.
Never seen someone react like a baboon more than these people.
Like everybody on a bike feels like they need to like take someone's mirror off or like pull up next to them and rev bomb them. Like that is the equivalent of their horn or something.
Yeah, which it's not. I don't know. Like,
it's annoying.
It's not the action. It's just like the arrogance. Do you know what I mean? Like the arrogance to insist. And they always get into fights wearing a fucking helmet.
Oh, I know. Their signature move is the helmet headbutt.
Yeah, it's always like a guy who is not wearing a helmet, and then they act like they're hard as shit. Bro, you're wearing protective gear. We used to make fun of kids who wore helmets when they were out in the world. Now I'm not allowed to. But you go on your merry way, and you're wearing a helmet. And normally it's fine. It's to protect you. But when you use it like a fucking weapon...
Like, they're like... This is more superbike riders than Harley riders. But, like, they will just absolutely fucking cut up traffic, go 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever, faster than everybody else.
Yep.
And then somebody will like change lanes in front of them because they're not expecting somebody to come up behind them that quickly.
Doing 190, yeah.
Yeah, doing like 170 in like an 80.
Yeah.
And then they'll get mad at the car for changing lanes because the car was supposed to anticipate them.
Yeah.
Doing 3 times the speed limit, and then they'll like kick their mirror off or something.
That's my favorite. There are bad drivers on the road.
At a stoplight.
But like, and anytime the driver's like, okay, and like I've seen it where drivers are like, all right, this guy is like, he's like punching the car, and they go to get out, and they just like ride away because they don't want to actually get into a fight. But even if they did, they'd keep their helmet on. That's what's the most infuriating. Oh, yeah. You're not getting into fair fights. You shouldn't hit people. But if you're gonna hit someone while you wear a helmet, you're a bitch. That's the way it works. You're a bitch.
Yeah, and quite frankly, like if you're gonna hit somebody, at least be justified in it. If it's your fault,
yeah,
they should probably be hitting you. Like, you know what? Like, I'll be straight up. If you want to cut up traffic on your bike and go 3 times the speed limit, that's perfectly fine. Like, by all means, go ahead. We drive our cars spiritedly as well, and you know that's fine. But if you hit someone because they changed lanes in front of you because they weren't expecting you to go that fast or something like that, that's your fault.
Yeah, no, it just is. It's your fault. Like, there are definitely, I've seen bike accidents. I will be straight with you. They're few and far fucking in between where it's not the biker's fault.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I do feel for people because you're not like, the world comes at you quick. But it's like in the same breath, the other 90%, are you being a psychopath. Like,
The biker accident is where I got the shoes theory from.
the shoes. I
That's
saw some
biker
shoes.
is what spawned the shoes theory. Because
I
like
saw some
if
shoes
they
the
have
other day.
their shoes on, it's probably not that bad.
Nope.
But if both the shoes if they're gone, then
Yeah. You see that one bike accident in BC where the bike was hanging from the fucking the stoplight?
yes,
Yeah.
that one apparently wasn't the biker's fault.
That fair play. Sorry that
Somebody
happened
turned
to you.
left in front of them.
I believe it. I believe it. Sorry that happened to you, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
wish you a speedy recovery. Not your fault.
That absolutely sucks.
Yeah. You know, but it's the other ones that we're talking about. Again, if this doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. It's not you. Yeah. We like bikers. I like bikes. I've always wanted a bike.
I like bikes.
You know,
I've always
like
wanted like an Aprilia or a Ducati.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've always been like, I don't really trust myself to own a bike, so I just don't do it.
No, and that's kind of where I'm at as well. It's like I maybe someday, but also like, is it worth it? I'd rather just enjoy my car. If you enjoy it, great. But also like you gotta get your people in order. You know what I mean? You gotta get your ducks in a row.
Yep.
These guys are out there doing crazy shit.
BikeTok.
Yeah.
BikeTok is like all the worst parts of motorcycle owners in one very visible medium.
Yeah.
Because BikeTok is generally everybody's aura farming, everybody's got a big ego. Most of them don't really know how to ride all that well, and they're riding stuff that is way too fast for what their skill level is.
Yeah, I mean, most of these guys end up like...
Everybody on BikeTok has like an S1000RR.
Yeah.
Or
they all have like a 1000 bike or something. And
yeah, everybody's got a leader bike.
Yeah. And they're all fucking like doing this. Like, if they're not doing crazy shit, they're doing weird cringe shit. Have you seen this stuff?
I have seen it. I know exactly.
I don't know
how to describe it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like doing skits, but they're wearing their shitty ass helmets. Like, I don't know what's good.
They do skits in their helmet and like tight black t-shirt and like they're fucking Julian from Trailer Park Boys.
They really do look. They do give that aura off, don't they? The wrong kind of aura farming they're going for. Some of them, like, there was one that was like, sorry, I gotta find it. It was he used to wear like these fucking pink pants, and he got into a police chase, and I think they fucking T-boned his ass. Hold on, where is it? I'll find it. But yeah, like some of them, I'm not gonna lie to you. It when you see someone who is constantly doing insane shit, and then they kind of get their comeuppance.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad.
And like if you do watch BikeTok and you do watch those skits and you think, man, that person's cool, you are exactly who we're talking about right now.
Yeah. You're it. Like I don't know how else to say it to you. Like,
and then there's the other side of BikeTok, which is like the OnlyFans thirst trap side of BikeTok.
Yeah.
You've also seen.
Yeah, like women, right? Like women scantily clad. We're riding. Yeah.
Yes, and they also all have leader bikes.
Yep.
And they're like 5'2", and they can't even fucking stand.
Yep.
With the bike.
No, I'm very familiar with those freaks. And I say freaks, and I mean it.
And I do want to point out, every single one of these people, doesn't matter if it's the OnlyFans thirst trap ones or the
cringe talk,
sexy black t-shirt skit people.
Yeah, or pink pants.
Yeah, any time they do like an actual riding their bike video, they're always riding flat ground in a straight line. You'll never see them, taking corners spiritedly or anything like that, because most of them don't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
They just ride Top Gear, when they were talking about James May once, they described him as following a bus riding perfectly perpendicular to the road. That is how all the BikeTok people ride.
Yeah, 100%. They very much act like they don't actually know what they're doing. They're doing it for views.
Yeah, that like outer edge of their tire that you use when like you actually get right down knee to the ground to take a corner, none of them are using any of that. They all have the chicken strips.
No, not even a little bit. I I I hate these people. I hate seeing it because sometimes it poisons. Yeah, it just
It
poisons my fucking
for
feed.
everyone. It ruins it for people that just like bikes and just want to enjoy it as a hobby.
Yeah, I okay. I've got a worse one. Not worse, but like I can go deeper on this. I don't even fucking enjoy like I've never like moto vloggers. Do you remember that
Yeah,
era of YouTube?
yeah, yeah.
Zero
Like, oh my
personality.
god. Yeah, there was that one from Toronto. I forget what his name is. Something Honda.
6'4" Honda.
Yes.
Yeah, don't he bought
Yeah.
I saw him get pulled over once because I was at a car meet and I guess he showed up and he had bought like is it a ZL1 Camaro or whatever, uh, and no front plate ticket right in front of me and I was like, oh
Yeah.
okay,
I
like
forget who else. There was like Walterific around that time.
yeah, what's that other one? Fuck, yeah, there's a few. That's the thing. They have so little fucking personality that they don't even stand out. Like it, they get. You know what it is? The cycle is they start making shitty moto vlogs of like going to Home Depot and buying a piece of wood or something, and then at some point because they're constantly moto vlogging and doing nothing, they get
It
into some
takes off
sort
a
of
little bit.
well, they get into some sort of altercation or an
Oh yeah.
accident or what have you, and then yeah, it sort of like takes off from there, and then it's clickbaiting accidents and clickbaiting road rage and all that kind of stuff, and then eventually the channel dies because how many times can you be in an accident and survive, or how many times can you
Yeah.
be in an accident?
And like the clickbaiting road rage is always like they will fly past somebody
Mm-hmm.
coming up to like a red light or something, and then the person at the red light will be mad at them because they flew past them,
Yeah,
and then they'll act big and tough and start an argument
yeah.
thinking they're in the right.
I don't understand how you could ever like when I'm in the listen, I do crazy shit too. Like I not crazy actually to be no, I'll take that back. It's not crazy. I do fun stuff once in a while. I do a we do a little we do a little speeding.
We get
I've
up to some fuck shit from time to
yeah, we
time.
do shenanigans. Never once have I had the fucking gall to act like I was completely in the right for my nefarious deeds.
No,
You fucking idiot. Like what are you doing? Just
not fucking once. You know what I think annoys me the most about bike, maybe it's probably not just bike talk people, but just I guess bike quote unquote culture.
mm,
It's not, cutting up traffic, splitting lanes or anything like that. Like whatever, that's fine, do what you want. It's when they all gather together for a bike cruise and they
yeah.
come up to a left turn at an intersection,
Mm-hmm.
and that one bike pulls out and blocks oncoming traffic so that the entire group of, there's always at least 80 of them,
Yeah.
can get through the intersection together.
Yeah.
You can fuck off with that
No,
shit.
you can eat shit. You
It should be
genuinely
legal to just drive through that.
yeah, you should be able to just hit them. But then they'd all have, they'd all fight you with their helmets on. I I've seen that one time and felt it was justified. One time ever, and there was a funeral procession, and I think the guy had been a tow truck driver, and so all his tow truck buddies were following the hearse. And as much as I don't like tow trucks,
I'm fairly certain you're supposed to give right of way to funeral processions anyways.
yes, they blocked the intersection, and I was like, you know what? You died. Fair. When you're dead,
Yes.
you can block the
Yes.
intersection. Fair play.
That is the one time it is acceptable. If it is your funeral or you are in a funeral
Yeah.
procession, fine.
Fine.
By all means, not a problem at all.
You die once.
If
It's fair.
out on a Sunday and you block the intersection
So that
so that you guys
85
can see the
virgins.
group, you can fuck off. Just
Yeah.
fucking wait at the intersection and catch up later. You're on a bike. It's not that hard.
It's not that serious either.
No.
You know what's great too is when like 90% of them are doing fuck shit. It's my favorite kind of videos because it'll be like a guy, just like has pulled up to a red light and he's like, I didn't do anything when he's with a group of 95 people who are actively breaking the law. And
Yeah.
he's like,
He's
I'm
like,
not
I
with it.
didn't do anything. And there's like multiple people behind him on two wheels.
Yeah. Or like it's just I didn't do anything, and it's like everybody blows the light and he stopped and he's like, oh, why would the officer do this to me? Or when they get
Yeah.
like hyper aggressive because all bikers run seemingly, and so they get out of the car and they like rip the keys out of the bike, and he's like, "Why would you do that? You fucking know why. Don't fucking act like that. You know why."
You fucking know exactly why they did that.
Oh, my favorite. Well, why is the plate bent up? Oh, I don't know. It's just like that. Hey, stupid. We know why the plate is bent. Stop acting. You know what?
You know what? Like I can't be mad about that one because it's the same as like, why don't you have a front plate on your car? And I'm like, I don't know, just waiting for the bracket to come in, I guess.
No, see, because they only have a back plate, and we have a back plate, and they don't have a front plate. The front plate is
Yeah,
a
fair enough.
style thing. Their
Yeah,
fucking thing
fair
is
enough.
just being a jerk and not getting fucking like the cops seeing your plate. If I fucking had my plate bent like fucking face down so you couldn't see it on my car, and I got pulled over and the cop made a bitch fit about that, and I came to you and said, "I can't believe he acted this way," you would never entertain that with me.
No, that's fair. That's true.
You would be like, "Yeah, I would tell you the same. If I saw that, I would have ripped your fucking plate off and fixed it for you."
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. If you're gonna have one of those fucking plate brackets that like tilts the plate up above the tire so nobody can see, like just run no plate.
Yeah, at
It's
that
the
point,
same. Just run no plate.
like is the implication? Okay, so and then I wonder, is it a thing for posers who aren't actually gonna run? And I don't mean posers in like a you're a bitch for not running. I just mean you want to give off the idea that you run from cops.
Probably.
Because the
That's
alternative is
probably what.
like, yeah, I don't know, man. It just gets old. It gets fucking old. I don't know how many times I can see a fucking bike do a wheelie and just not give a shit.
Yeah, I have nothing against them, but I have nothing against them doing wheelies or anything. It's mostly just like don't block the whole fucking intersection so you and your 80 clown friends can go through together.
It literally is like the circus coming through town. That's what
And
it
it's
feels
like,
like.
why do they always need to be so loud?
I don't know. They all put
Like
like,
it's not just like like you modify to your exhaust or whatever, and you like we all do that. I modified basically every car I've owned has had a modified exhaust to some extent.
yeah.
Most of the cars I own are loud, but it's like being loud in the sense that like when you're creeping forward in traffic or at a light or coming to a stop, like why do you always have to like rev bomb the shit out
It
of
just
your
bah, bah, bah,
environment
bah, 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 and they're moved
and
one
let people
inch.
know you're there?
Yeah. Like to come devil's advocate, I also understand that most drivers on the road literally don't have two brain cells to rub together. I do get that. And if you are a generally not shitty motorcycle rider, as some of you are, and good for you if you're listening,
Yes.
like, I understand that being seen and being heard is a big problem for bikes. I do.
Yes.
But when there's 80 of you, you're just being a fucking jerk.
Yeah, but like being seen and being heard, yes, but you can be seen and be heard without having to hit the red line.
Yeah. They're just doing shit. They're
Most
just,
bikes today come with a horn too, by the way, just so
yeah,
everybody
which
knows.
nobody uses. They also come with blinkers, which you never fucking use. I know you don't. Even the good ones. I know you don't.
Oh no, they never, not a
You've
fucking
never
chance.
used it. You've never used. That's
Yeah.
dustier than a BMW's. Let's be straight. Okay? Come on, man.
Yeah.
In fact,
Most
most
of
of
them
them
just
remove
delete
their
that
fucking.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. They just remove that shit. So let's stop clowning around and pretending like that's even remotely like it's hard. It's so hard. It's like watching like your sister like incriminate herself over and over again, and like they're kind of part of our community, like and you're like, oh, how do I get her out? And then eventually you're like, fuck, it's too much. Like you do
Yeah.
so much shitty things
Yeah.
just back to back, and you're like, how do I get him out of this one? How do I? Oh God, he deleted the fucking blinkers. What am I even gonna do here? I can't do anything with you people.
Yeah, like at some point it's just you know what you're doing and it's not justifiable.
Mm-hmm.
I I I don't care what you could never make the argument to me for why you had to remove your blinkers
No, there's no reason.
on
You're
a
just being a
street bike.
jerk. Yeah, you're just being a jerk. There are, again, I want to repeat this again. There are good motorcycle enjoyers. I know quite a
Many of
few. But you are a jerk.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 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 few very much ruin it for the many a lot more than usual when it comes to bikes.
Oh yeah. It's yeah. It's a difficult thing as well because you watch it's heavily self-destructive, right? Because if a bike hits a car, 9 times out of 10 the person inside is not even going to have a scratch on them. Like
Yeah.
the biker is going to be paced, right? So like
Yes.
I there's a little tiny piece of me that's like, I get that, like, you want to enjoy something in a culture, a driving culture that does not respect bikes whatsoever. I understand that. I think you've overcorrected. I think they've gone way to the opposite end where everything is everybody else's fault, and they rev bomb, but then also they're like removing their blinkers so no one knows their intention. They never use their horn.
Yeah, they're
They remove their
hiding their
plate.
plates.
Yeah.
They
It's
like
all
it's like they do all the self-incriminating actions and then complain about it
yeah.
when somebody says no, you're getting a ticket.
Yeah. I mean, like, when we do something wrong, we take the ticket. Like, we don't like it, but we take the ticket. I've never
Yeah.
gone on the internet and complained that I got a speeding ticket when I was speeding.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
is it annoying to get it? Yes.
yeah.
Are,
I mean,
are we mad about it? Yes.
do I pretend like it was
But I'm not
completely
going to
normal?
go onto like Instagram or something and start complaining about the police officer writing me a bullshit ticket. It's like, no, I was speeding and I got a speeding ticket.
It's you can tell. I always go back to Rob Ferretti because I think the Super Speeders series is like the peak of internet, like
I
that
love the
era.
super.
I love it so much. He sucks now, but like that era was like great. Like when they would get tickets, it was like, you got a ticket, you laughed it off. You're like, well, he got me. Like even like VinWiki stories with Ed Bullion, like you try to talk your way out of it. Of course you do. You should. But you're like, well, here it is. I got it. Oh well, haha. Isn't that funny? Now I have a memorabilia. Never once have I seen any reasonable person who produces any car content lose their mind at the idea that what they did was like definitely wrong. Like
Yeah.
generally speaking, they're pretty good when it comes to car people.
Like
Never
honestly, the most annoyed I've ever seen a car content creator about getting a legitimate ticket was actually in a Super Speeders video. It was Matt Farah. He was driving a Mustang
Mm.
and some cop gave him a ticket for like 5 over
I
for
remember
basic.
that video.
Farah was like, this is almost worse than speeding.
Yeah, it was basic speed was the citation. I remember. Oh my god. Yeah,
But
no, like
still, it was like, all right, whatever.
yeah.
Stupid, but I'll take it.
It was, what it
Like,
was
not once
too.
have I ever seen them like berating the officer or the camera for multiple minutes about something that is completely valid.
No. The only time I can recall them complaining, and I feel like this one is valid, is that there are towns, specifically they were driving somewhere through the southern part of the United States, and there are towns where it goes from 70 and it drops
Yeah,
very
to like
quickly to
30.
30. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then for like 1 mile, and the cops just sit there and they like ticket people as they come through the town and then offer a
Yeah,
thing. Oh,
it's
you could just
revenue
pay now.
generator.
You could just pay
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, like, valid complaint, but at the same time, they would just complain about getting the ticket and move
Yeah.
on. They would just be like, this is stupid that they do this here. I got a ticket.
Yeah.
Off I go.
I mean, and I feel like that's a valid complaint because they're like, well, this is what they do. They just sit here and they wait for people and they pay. Oh, well, we'll pay the ticket. I mean, like, this is shitty behavior, but it is what it is. Never have I seen them absolutely lose their goddamn mind at an officer, or even like on social media losing their mind.
Yeah.
Like
never did I have seen them come to us and be like, what do you mean? What did I do?
yeah, I hate those kinds of fucking videos, man. I really do. I really can't stand people who argue with cops. I don't know. I don't like cops. I want to make that clear. I've never been a fan of the police.
Yeah, I don't like cops, but like if there's one thing that's not going to happen with a cop, you are not going to get out of your ticket by arguing with them.
And giving
You
them
might get out of
attitude.
your ticket if you can have a conversation with them or make them laugh. They might let you off.
Yeah.
You will never get out of a ticket by like berating an officer. You will get more tickets.
Yeah. You should get more tickets if I'm on. Like, I don't like them, but fuck, the way that some people are arguing, it's like they think that if they just give attitude, like somehow that's gonna like reset the whole situation. They're gonna like take control of the situation. It's alarming is an understatement of that kind of behavior. If I was ever in a
Yes.
car with someone, like imagine you were with a coworker, for some reason they're driving to lunch, right? And that happened, and you saw them flipping out at a cop because a cop pulled them over. Oh, you were going to 15 over. No, I wasn't. Like, you wouldn't ever ride with them again.
No.
It would very much be there in the wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to me, nope. Like, I don't know. Nope.
Yeah, like if you get pulled for doing something legitimate, like at best you're going to be leaving. At best, you're probably going to be leaving with a ticket.
Yeah.
You can try and like, make them laugh or use an excuse or something, and you might get off with a warning. Maybe. Chances are usually slim. As soon as you turn it into a confrontation, you are only leaving with at least one ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
You very likely are going to be leaving with more.
Yeah, that's the best case for you is, yeah, you will be leaving with more. I remember years and years ago, which is, it was a very strange thing because my boss's daughter or something had gotten a ticket for driving some fucking, it was like 160. It was like a lot of speed, which at the time was not an impound. And I remember because I was the car guy on staff, they're like, what can we do? And I was like, well, did you request like, disclosure? Did you do all that stuff? Because look, even if you did get the ticket and it was legitimate, fucking fight it. Like, don't roll over. But they sent the video. It was sent on a disc. It was a very weird format and used an internal video player like that I'd never seen before to play it. So we're watching the dash cam of the cop who's going to pull over this girl, and a car goes by and it's normal, and a car goes by and it's normal, and bah! Like, just the most clear, just fucking must have been doing 120 in a 60 to be clear, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, how do we prove that he lost? I'm like, lost sight, buddy. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not getting out of this. Like, are you crazy? Like, there's some, and they're like, oh, and then she gave the cop attitude, and shocker, he rode her for the full speed. Like, what the fuck?
She probably would have got off, if it was like her first time, probably would have got off with like a 15 or a 20 over.
Yep. But, that's what it is. It's just crazy. It's just people have it's like no decorum. Like, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar or whatever.
Like, if you're, if you speed past a cop doing, double the speed limit, there is no like, how do we prove if they lost sight or something? There's two options. There's one is you pull over and accept your fate, or two, you can try and run, but you better hope you get away.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, your fate is going to be much worse than if you had just stopped.
Yeah. I think that's the big thing with this too, is like, if like you pass a cop clearly speeding, like visually speeding, and they're going the other direction on a highway. I know in America there's a lot of like turnarounds. We don't really have them here on highways in Canada.
Yeah.
So if you see it and they light up and you want to go for it, this is not legal advice. If you want to go for it, that's on you, brother. I mean, like, that's the way you want to play it. That's fine. It's your choice. But whatever comes of it, you kind of have to accept it. Right? If the other thing happens where they're in front of you and clearly they've got you, just pull over.
Yeah, like if you're going in the same direction as, where what they're running radar in, or if they're just cruising in like the right lane and you don't see them, you just pull over. Like, unless, again, this is not legal advice, but unless it is like a perfectly clear, very long stretch of highway, and the speed delta is like if he's doing 100, you have to be doing like 250 to 260.
Yeah.
You might be able to build up enough distance to get off at an exit and
disappear.
Not legal advice, but
not legal advice. But you
if
probably
there's
won't.
traffic on the road, or you're in the city, or it's daytime, no, just pull over.
No, just and that's like, like it doesn't end with you being pulled over either. Like you have a pleasant conversation, you're very polite, you're like, oh yeah, maybe don't admit to anything, to be clear. Don't be like, yes, I was speeding. Just pull over and be like, oh, is that what happened? Just say, oh, I'm sorry, I would, I think I was going the speed limit, but I'm not gonna fight with you. Like, whatever, you want to give me a ticket, like just be pleasant. Because they're
Yeah.
coming up to this car, they don't know who the fuck you are. Again, don't like cops. We're just getting in their mind. They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
They don't know how you're gonna act. They don't know, like, if you're. Let's be honest. Like, if people who speak, it's not exactly a clean record of not being dangerous individuals. Ladies, yeah, we're really aura farming that one. And
Yeah.
you never know. So like when you're pleasant and you're nice with them and everything, like you disarm them. Like it's just, like I think Ed Bullions like said the same thing. Like you're gonna disarm them and you're gonna try to turn the conversation around into more so like you're having a
Yeah.
pleasant conversation.
Like
You know,
someone once said to me, like, if you get pulled over, always just stop, turn off the car, and just roll the window down immediately and just keep your hands visible. And if it's at night, turn on the light.
yeah,
And that just immediately, they are more comfortable and less confrontational about the interaction
yeah,
because they can see something.
yeah. I've been told that too, and I've been told throw your keys on the dash. Like if you have
Yeah, I mean, if you have a push start, then
meaningless, but you know what I
that's,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. I mean, you you can't give, like, as somebody who is a civilian, like if you get pulled over or something, you can't give a cop a hard time. Like
no,
you can't make their day difficult. They are literally paid to deal with this stuff. Like
yeah,
this is just their job. But they sure can give you a hard time.
yeah.
Like the risk to reward leans very heavily in favor of the police.
I promise you that there's never been a single individual on the face of this fucking planet who has given a cop attitude and walked away from a ticket. Not
Yeah.
fucking one. The only time that it has happened, it's not because you gave them attitude. It was because maybe their radar gun jet, whatever it was, there was an issue on their end that caused them to be unable to cite you properly. It was not because you
Yeah.
gave them attitude.
Yes. Or it was either they could not cite you or something came up that they have to go to that is more serious.
If you are so lucky. Yeah.
If you are so lucky.
Because I promise on everything that is holy, it's not your shitty attitude that got you out of it. Not even
Yeah.
once. I've seen enough body cam videos to promise
Oh
you
my
it's
God.
not your shitty attitude.
Yeah. And like we say all this is like we don't like or care for cops. Like we understand it's a racket.
Yeah, it's completely a
It
racket.
is
It's
what
a
it is.
money
But
generator.
just understand who you're dealing with. You are dealing with somebody who has a position of power over you, and generally people that will take advantage of the fact that they are in a position of power over you.
Yeah. Let's also
Why do you think by annoying them and making them angry that you would receive less of punishment, if not
yeah.
no punishment?
Well, it's like they're also like like we're all cogs in this machine, but they're also a cog. They're a cog that influences your life, but at the end of the day, they're a part of this system, right? That's designed to screw over drivers. And whether they want to, I've definitely met cops who did not want to be ticketing. They wanted to be a cop to help people. I do believe that they're out there. They do exist.
Oh yeah,
Most of them
absolutely.
aren't that. But yeah. So like maybe he just has to do his fucking job. He's on fucking ticket duty today, and you're the unfortunate victim. And you'll have your day in court if you so want it. You will.
Yeah, like just take the ticket, request disclosure, and send it off to a paralegal or do your early resolution.
Yeah. Most of the
Just accept it
time
and move on.
you'll be able to you will end up paying the fine, which I know can be a lot for some people, but it's better than points on your license. If you can find like someone who can, they usually have like an equivalent charge that they'll charge you with if you know the right person, if you get the right paralegal, where you can get,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yeah,
So
a lot of times you can get it reduced to no points and a larger fine, or much less of a points hit and a larger fine.
yeah, which I promise it paying a few $100s now and saving that insurance hit, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
So you got to be smart about this stuff. I know that it's like everything feels like it's happening right now, and I've felt that. I've been there, but you got to start thinking about it in the long run, because when you're paying an extra $150 a month for insurance, you're gonna wish that you just took the big fine with no points.
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, probably a good place. And we did want to touch on one thing. We are not big NASCAR fans. It would actually hazard to say we're not NASCAR fans. Would you say that's right, Nick?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's probably fair. Like, I don't know. Neither of us follow or watch NASCAR. We could never really hold a conversation about it or talk about it, but we did hear about the very sad news that Kyle Busch passed away this evening. Actually, we found out about it literally just about 10 minutes before we started
Yeah.
talking and recording. So we just wanted to um, pass along our condolences to his friends and his family. And it's always a horrible thing. He died very young. He was 41 years old.
Yeah.
He was hospitalized for I don't know what illness. It was a severe illness, but
Yeah.
they haven't disclosed what it was yet. But yeah, always sad when something like that happens.
Yeah. We like we're not NASCAR fans, but I think anybody who is in the business of the pursuit of speed, let's call it, and who enjoys that kind of thing, it's always sad because people look up to them. And sad, he's a father, and obviously a two-time champion, so sad to see that happen. And yeah, absolutely our condolences to his fans, his family, his kids. That's super sad. And yeah, sorry to end on a somber note, but we felt like it was worth calling out. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that sad note, I think we'll end here, and hopefully next week we won't have to everybody be safe. At the end of the day, we want, like, when we talk about motorcyclists, I think we just want people who are invested in our hobby to be safe. So
Yeah.
keep yourself. I think that's like a thing people say instead of kill yourself, but so we'll say genuinely do, though, like, keep safe, take reasonable risks, and enjoy. It's a short life, so we better enjoy.
Yep.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.